Hi everyone, welcome to another session of Authentic Sessions with BB. Um, Today we have our caller Michelle. Michelle recently moved from the Caribbean, migrated from the Caribbean to the UK, and today she's here to tell us about life in the United Kingdom compared to life in the Caribbean, Jamaica to be exact. So um, let's give Michelle a warm welcome. Hi, Michelle. Welcome to the session.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So, um, moving from Jamaica to the United Kingdom, that's basically what you're here to share with us the culture, the differences. Are you loving it? Do you miss home and all that? So
Yeah.
you could go ahead and share your experience with us.
Well, for me, I'd say I moved in a time when it was pretty much winter. So leaving, Jamaica, it's warm and it's sunny, and then, transitioning to winter, it
Mm-hmm.
was, very hard. Um, I remember arriving at the airport and going outside. It was a complete shocker. It felt like I was in the AC.
Mm.
And then I realized after that, for like a couple of days into weeks, um, I was severely ill.
Wow.
So that was the standout for me. Just transitioning in the winter, the the climate
Mm.
change for me. Wasn't pleasant, but no, it's something that I enjoy.
Okay.
So I would say the climate, for me, that was a standout in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I had like runny nose, sneezing a lot. I couldn't even go outside for like days. I had to stay inside. I didn't want to go outside actually at all. I just wanted to stay in the heat. But I told myself that eventually the climate is going to change and I have to face it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just took it day by day, and try to go outside for at least 5 minutes to embrace the cold and come back inside. And that's what I did. And over time, I got used to it. I mean, I'm not sure for long, but I am now, enjoying the cold.
Okay.
Also, another big change for me when it comes to the climate is, in Jamaica you have sunny days for
Mm.
months, so it's just always sunny.
Mm-hmm.
We have times, of course, when it rains, but Jamaica, it's sun most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Here, it's I would say 90% either snow or rain. When the sun comes out, it's um once per month so far for me because I haven't experienced summer yet.
Mm-hmm.
But as during the winter now, um, we don't see the sun a lot. I don't see the sun a lot, to be honest. I do kind of miss the sun a bit. Coming from Jamaica, it rains almost every day.
Mm.
Yeah, so I think that the big eye opener for me was the weather. I'm not used to seeing the rain every day.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in Jamaica. No, it's something that I just have to embrace.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You have to have your umbrella, you have to have your coat and stuff like that.
Mm.
So yeah, that was a big eye opener for me. Coming here first was the weather.
Okay. So
But no,
how did
go
sorry.
ahead.
I wanted to know like how did you get through that period with the running nose? You said you got sick.
Yeah, so it was runny nose, sneezing, like headaches. It was that migraine. So what I did was I reached out to family members that
Mm.
are living overseas. Ask them what did you do at this time
Mm.
when you were cold? What did you do? And my mom, she actually recommended a few stuff, and
Mm.
I got them at the, the drugstore, and they work. I had some nasal spray,
Mm-hmm.
and some other stuff, Vicks, um, and a few other stuff that she, told me to get, and spoke to my grandma as well, and she told me what to do to rub in my nose, and
Mm.
all of that just really helped. And I felt better going outside.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, but no, I mean the nose burn, they're pretty much gone.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and with the cold as well, what I had to do is learn about wearing thermal socks and
Mm-hmm.
gloves and
Mm-hmm.
thermal tights and all of that stuff. So yeah, that's something that I have adapted to
Mm-hmm.
over time.
Okay. And you said you're getting used to all that weather now, the rain, see no
Yeah.
sun.
Mm-hmm.
All
Yeah, it's
right.
not that bad now. It's getting a bit warmer because for the past couple of days it's been sunny. It's still cold,
Mm-hmm.
but it's been sunny. But it's not that bad compared to how it was in January
Okay.
and February. So I'm embracing the cold. I can't wait to see what summer looks like because
Mm-hmm.
I miss the sun
Mm-hmm.
that I'm used to in Jamaica. So I am waiting for that period to come.
Okay.
Um, what I realized as well is when it comes to another standout thing for me, I say would be the language.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up in Jamaica, our first language is English, and we have our patois.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm used to speaking to patois with my friends, family. But when you come to a new country, yes, they do speak English, but the British accent.
Mm-hmm.
For me, what happened is I don't. It still happens now, but sometimes I tend to not understand the British accent because they speak fast. So
Mm-hmm.
some of the times I have to ask persons to repeat what they're saying. And
Okay.
what happens is when persons find out that I'm Jamaican, they're asking me to speak Patois and all of that stuff. But the language, the accent, it's sometimes I'm unable to understand what they're saying because it sounds very fast paced
Mm-hmm.
for me. So that was another eye opener as well. So sometimes I have to, ask persons to repeat what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if sometimes it may come off as annoying to them, but I just let them know that, hey, I'm not from here.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could, repeat what you said because I didn't understand. So being out in the public, if someone asks me a question, I have to ask them to repeat what they're saying because the British accent, they speak very fast.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's a bit better now for me where for some of them when they speak, I understand what they're saying. They have their slangs like we do in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
So when they speak with their slangs and stuff. Majority of the time, I don't understand what they're saying,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm just taking my time to adapt.
Right.
So that was another big thing for me as well. The accent, it still is,
Mm-hmm.
but not so much as the early days when I came.
Okay. Um, and how would you describe, because you're working, right?
Yes.
How would you describe or compare working in the UK as to working back home?
Well, I would say working in the UK, it's an kind of an eye opener. Um, and I'm gonna tie that in with gonna tie that in with how we eat.
Mm-hmm.
Typically in Jamaica, we have a breakfast, a lunch, and then we go home and we have dinner. What
Mm-hmm.
I realized is that working here in the UK, speaking to my work colleagues, I realized that they say they don't really eat breakfast in the mornings. They just probably have a coffee or a tea. And then when it comes around to lunchtime, I'm having my lunch. They're just still having a coffee and
Mm.
tea. And then when they say they go home, they may just have coffee and tea again. They may just eat a cracker or yeah. So it's different because when we're having our large meals, or ackee and saltfish and dumpling and bananas and our curry goat and our rice and peas, when I have conversations with them, they don't really um, eat in large proportions. They're
Mm.
like, once we have our coffee and our tea, we're fine. So I realized that throughout the day, and they'll just have like a little snack
Mm-hmm.
throughout the day. When it comes to the work culture now, another thing that I realized is that they they keep their work relationships very formal. Working in Jamaica, I had friends that we became very close. We would talk on the phone. If we have friends that you would even go out and probably have a drink with, and you form a friendship outside of work. I realized here that they don't really do that. They
Mm.
keep work at work. They don't mix personal with work. That's
Work.
something that I realized as well. When it comes to personal space, in Jamaica, I've had friends where when you come to work and you greet them with a hug, you stop and you talk for a minute if you're okay. Over here, they don't really do that. It's just hi, morning, are you good? I've never seen any, coworkers share a hug
Oh,
or anything.
yeah.
Yeah, I just realized that they don't get into, personal space.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they don't really take breaks either. In Jamaica, we will take like an hour break for lunch, or we'll, have, I don't know, like take breaks. They don't
Mm-hmm.
really take breaks. Because the only break I see they really take is to get a coffee or to get tea. But I mean, I can only speak from my work. I don't know if it works like that in other workplaces, but that's really what I've just observed. I don't
Okay.
see anyone having, friendships outside of
Work.
workplaces like co-workers, like what we would do. Um,
So
and
even
stuff.
even getting together, like say on a Friday evening, nothing like that to go out.
I've yeah,
Um.
I've heard they mention like a co-worker is having a birthday party and they're inviting everyone in the office to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I did hear them mention I think it was a Christmas party in the office, but that's pretty much it. Like I've never heard them say we're gonna meet up for drinks later or we're gonna do this or that. I never heard it
Mm-hmm.
before. But as I said, it would depend on the workplace. I wouldn't say it's all workplaces up here because
Right.
I've never been. It's just one job so far, but that's pretty much what I've noticed in the workplace.
Okay. All right. Mm.
Um,
Somehow different.
Another
It's
thing,
really different.
yeah, it is. It's very different here. Um,
What
when it
a,
comes to time as well,
oh
they're very
yeah.
strict. When it comes to time, yeah, if work begins at 8, that everyone is in at 8. When it comes to 5, everyone is leaving exactly at 5 p.m. In, in Jamaica, you have persons coming late. Of course, there will be disciplinary action, but, that takes steps. It's not just a disciplinary action in the beginning. You have persons staying behind sometimes to, complete tasks, because I've done that when I was in Jamaica, but seeing it up here, it's completely different. They only start at 8. Even if they get in the office before 8, they don't do any form of work until the clock strikes 8 a.m. And
Mm.
I'd say by 2 minutes after 5, you will probably see the parking lot clear.
Clear. Mm-hmm.
Because when it strikes 5, everyone is leaving. That's
Mm-hmm.
a shocker for me as well because working in Jamaica, sometimes we stay back to
Finish
complete
up stuff.
tasks. And
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, they don't do that here. They're very strict with their time.
So what is left
Even
for the day? They pick it up in the other day. They don't finish it wherever
yeah,
they drop off. They
yep,
just pick up in the
yep,
morning.
yep,
And
yep. That's what they do.
since we're on time, how challenging is it for you're 5 hours ahead of the of home? You'd say 5 hours ahead of Jamaica.
Yeah.
How challenging is it with like speaking to family members back home or say anywhere else in the world because of the time difference?
I would say it's pretty challenging, but what I try to do is at least send a text message. What happens is, for me, if family members are messaging in the night, for like even for them, but it's night for me.
Mm-hmm.
When I wake up in the morning and I see it, I would say to myself, I'll give myself some time or them some time to respond. But what happens is I tend to forget in the day,
Mm-hmm.
because when I'm getting ready for work at 7 a.m., it's 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning in Jamaica. So if
Mm-hmm.
I wake up and I see a text from my mom or my sister, I don't wanna message them like 2 a.m. or that time for the phone to go off and wake them up. So I'll say to myself, okay, maybe at around midday I'll respond, but I tend to forget. So sometimes it will take me like a day or 2 days to respond to a message from a family member. So when it comes to messaging, it's something that I'm working on to see
Mm-hmm.
how best I can, because I don't want to message them in wee hours in the morning and wake them up.
Mm-hmm.
But if we don't get to talk, because I just try to at least have a conversation with them through the text message,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. At least even if we don't get to message at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
we'll still have a conversation eventually.
All right.
But it's pretty hard, actually. But it's something that I'm trying to work on. Try to at least have a phone call on the weekends when I'm not working. Um, yeah, because looking at the time now, it would be, a perfect time to give them a call, because it's 7 for me and it's probably like 2 or 3 o'clock in the evening for them. So
Mm-hmm.
this would be a good time, to give them a call now. But regarding the text message, I try to remember, because as I said, I don't really want to message them when I know they're sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really something I'm working on. At least I'll know that if I send a text message, they'll see it. If they send a text message, I'll eventually see it and respond and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just still working on that for now.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So this big one, food.
Food. Oh man. Oh man.
Yeah. How
Oh
is it when it
man.
when it comes on to getting food like your authentic Jamaican food? Like,
So it's not as bad as I thought it would have been.
okay, good.
The supermarkets have aisles, and they label that aisle as Caribbean or Afro Caribbean. So when you go in those specific aisles, you see products from Grace, you see Maggie products and stuff like that. The only issue I have is, I would say, ground provisions. Some other times, there are certain ground provisions I'm unable to find up here, but I've spoken to work colleagues, and they've told me where I can go to get those stuff. So um, I'll eventually check them out. But honestly, it's not as bad as I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finding the seasonings. I'm finding, the curry, the browning. So it's actually not bad. The only thing that I wish we had, to be honest, is the grand provision. But when it comes to that, it's gonna be a bit tedious, because if you want ground provisions, like authentic ground provisions from Jamaica, how is that going to, travel
Mm-hmm.
for so long? Yeah, if you're like traveling with green bananas, to sell,
Mm-hmm.
by the time that should, be sent from Jamaica to the UK, put into a supermarket to be sold, it's not going to be good anymore. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of living with that now, and just, focus on what I can get, and trying new stuff as well. I haven't tried British food much, but I have tried Chinese dishes up here. I went to a Chinese restaurant, but As I said, I'm still kind of new here, so I'm just, trying to see what I can try for now and what I'll try later. But when it comes to the food, honestly, it's not that bad as I would have thought. I'm still
Mm,
getting the stuff. It's just the ground provisions, but I have to be realistic with that.
yeah.
Yeah, we can't get certain stuff like authentic yam, banana,
Mm-hmm.
the sheen, the pumpkins and stuff like that. Yeah, I would have to fly back home for that. So yeah, it's not bad to be honest. It's good. It's manageable, and I'm enjoying it so far.
So when it comes on to, I'd say, we love our jerk chicken, we love our
Mm-hmm.
curd goat. Do you get like the goat meat, or is it like sheep? Do you get?
Yeah, yeah. So there's a Jamaican who owns a meat shop, and
Mm,
he has all of the meat, the authentic mutton,
okay.
the yeah, he has everything, even chicken back.
Mm-hmm.
He has
Yeah.
everything. Yeah. So there is an authentic Jamaican meat shop here, that you can get your meat
Okay.
stuff. It's expensive, but
Mm-hmm.
if you
Mm-hmm.
if you want authenticity, then of course you have to pay. Right, but yeah, even
Okay.
fish. We have the snapper and all of that. He
Like
has
fish
like
that you would
everything.
get back home. You fish.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So when it comes to the food, it's not bad. I'm just trying to get into eating more greens
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, that health is wealth.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to make green juice, natural juice, and stuff because the fruits here it's not expensive.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's something I'm getting into now, making green juice, making fruit salad and stuff like that, and eat that throughout the day, and yeah.
Okay. And what would you say? Yeah, you say you miss the sun, you miss sunshine, um,
Mm-hmm.
from back home. What else would you say that you miss?
I miss um family.
Mm,
For sure, it's genuine conversations you can have. You can sit and you can laugh when you have a family reunion and you're eating food with your family and you're sitting and you're laughing. That's something that I actually miss. Being up here, it's not for long. You haven't really found people to form a genuine bond with, and that's not really something you're looking forward to doing. Sometimes it's best, to stay by yourself
yourself,
and
right,
all of
right.
that. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
on having when it comes to Christmas or somewhere, even just a random day, because I've had to tell people that us in the Caribbean we do random things, right? Because I've learned that up here they only have celebrations or planned surprises when it comes to a birthday or
And special
anniversary or stuff
occasions.
like that. Yes, only for special occasions.
Mm,
So in our culture, it's different. You can call your cousin and you can call your aunt and say,
yeah, and you
next
just
week we're
up
gonna
and
go to the
go.
river. We're gonna plan a little
Yeah.
family thing. It doesn't have to be. So that's something that I missed.
Mm-hmm.
Especially coming from a large family where we can call each other up and say, next week we'll go to the river.
Mm-hmm.
Next week we'll meet up at grandma's house, we'll do some cooking, we'll do this and we'll do that, just
Mm-hmm.
randomly.
Yeah.
That's something I'd say I'd missed. I realized that even like co-workers speaking about their families and family unit and stuff like that up here, I realized that that's not something they really do.
Do.
So I'd
Okay.
say that's something I really miss,
Mm-hmm.
just the random, outings with families and stuff like that. I say
Yeah.
it's
Mm-hmm.
totally different up here when it comes to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really just work and home.
Home.
That's for them here, and they're okay
Yeah.
with that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but I'd say the when it comes to the opportunities or job opportunities, if anyone has the opportunity, especially when it comes to job, because it's hard um, getting a livable. job, not living hand to mouth
Mode.
in
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen where it's possible, not only in the UK, but in America and other countries where
Mm-hmm.
you can make a life, you can work, you can save, and you can build, a life that you can be comfortable in.
Mm-hmm. Seems like you covered all the questions that I would have asked and advised that I would have asked you to put out put it out to someone out there who's looking to migrate to a different country, not necessarily the UK. It could be even
Yeah,
another Caribbean island where
Caribbean,
the
of
culture is
course.
different, the whole thing. I
Yeah.
think you pretty
Hmm.
much covered that and
Yeah,
um
yeah, what I think for people, what I would say for them to do is weigh the pros and the cons.
mhm
If you're moving from Jamaica, what are you moving to?
mhm
What are you going to do? What are your plans? I've seen where a lot of persons migrate and they have the opportunity to do better, but they don't.
mhm
And they end up in a situation where they're back home and
mhm
they have nothing to show for
mhm
them, to go overseas. There's a lot of opportunities that
mhm
I see and I hear that I wish a lot of Jamaicans had in Jamaica.
mhm
It would have been a better place, a better country, a happier
mhm
place for a lot of people. So I would say if anyone is getting the chance to migrate overseas, weigh your pros and your cons. And if you don't want to leave, then I mean that's up to you. If you want to leave, make up your mind to leave and have a plan.
mhm
Because if you don't have a plan, you plan to fail.
yep, yes, well said, well said. I know um we're keeping it short, and I really want to thank you as always, like I thank all my um individuals who call in. I want to thank you for um, taking time out to share your experience with us, and also to give a little advice to persons out there who are looking to migrate. Like you hit the nail on the head right there. Like if you don't have a plan, you plan to fail. So I want to thank you, Michelle, for calling in.
Mm-hmm.
Sharing all that you shared with us, and um, look forward to summer, look forward to seeing some
Yes.
sun, look forward to getting out to go to the beach.
Yes.
I'm looking towards that as well. And
Yeah.
I hope you continue to adapt, and I wish you all the best.
Mhm.
Take care, and thank you
All right, and
again
thank, of
for
course, thank
calling
you
in.
for having me.
Sure, anytime.
All
Yeah.
right.
All right. Thank
All
you.
right. Take care.
Okay, bye.
Bye.